Happy Father's Day to all fathers, old and new. This is Connie Brauer, and it's my annual Father's Day rant. Happy Father's Day to all fathers, old and new, on this Father's Day, June 21st, 2015. Bless you all for the wonderful work you do raising your family and caring for your children. Children and adults aspire to emulate their fathers and become good parents to their own children. The cycle continues. Father's Day is the traditional day that children show their respect for their fathers with love, cards, presents, flowers, breakfast, dinner out, family outings, and messages of love and an appreciation, and lots of kisses and hugs. It is a day that all fathers look forward to with great anticipation. It should be a good day for all dads, but it is not. Many dads in Canada are not so fortunate. They have been abused and criminalized by our unconstitutional court system and the ex-spouses of divorce into a subhuman worthy of no respect and no consideration at all, except for the financial extortion of money. This exorbitant extortion done by the courts for the purpose of overcompensating the ex-spouse for the pain of divorce and for the provision of the children leaves the father childless, homeless, and financially disadvantaged for life. The courts continue to make sole custody the default custodial application. Sole custody presumes there will be no involvement in the family by the father. His rights to his home, his children, and his very life has been effectively stolen from him forever. The courts further abuse Canadian fathers by seizing all control of all support payments, which are garnished from the father and delivered to the mother until such time when they benevolently deem child support to have ended. This end date is arbitrarily decided by the judges. It can be unlimited and it can continue long into the children's adult years. This is exactly what happened in our family. My husband, a father, paid long-term child support for 3 adults, well past the age of majority. In fact, the courts won't even assure that the children, adults, are accessible to the dads. The Divorce Act states there must be maximum contact. But how can there be contact when the children, adults, don't tell you where they are and the courts don't enforce access? Despite paying almost $1 million in the support of his family, Vic Harris, my husband, did not know where his 3 children, adults, were, and neither the courts, the kids, or the ex-spouse would tell him. It has now been more than 15 years and we still do not know where they are. This is a crime. I can't understand how children, adults, can be raised in such a hateful environment with no manners, no conscience, no access, no morals, and no restrictions on the unlimited and unending child support. Our child support did finally end, but not without endless applications to the courts all the way to the Supreme Court of Canada for the adult children. Shameful. The anti-father court imposed unconstitutional and unequal treatment of fathers is a disgrace and a human rights violation in Canada. But wait, there is more. The politicians of Canada had an amazing opportunity to correct the injustice and inequality of divorce orders on May 28, 2014, but they rejected it. On that day, Bill C-560 was voted on, and it was defeated in the House of Commons. This bill would have made the default divorce custody of children equal parenting rather than the sole custody as it is now. It would have ensured that children grew up with both parents and both parents raised their own children. It would have ensured that both parents had maximum contact with their children and that children would thrive in the love and fairness of their families. It would have meant that the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Section 28, which states, notwithstanding anything in this charter, the rights and freedoms referred to it are guaranteed equally to male and female persons, would actually have been enforced. The Charter of Rights was made into the Canadian Constitution on April 17, 1982. It would have meant that the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 7, would actually have been preserved. It states, all are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. All are entitled to equal protection against any discrimination in violation of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination. Canada became a member of the United Nations on September 11, 1945, and it is supposed to live within these rules. The passing of the bill would have changed Canada forever, folks. It would have brought joy and happiness to millions of families. Oh, but it was not to be. Canada would rather have couples fighting in court, costing billions in court fees, costs, and exorbitant child support, where one parent's rights are completely violated and the other parent's rights are glorified, all to the destruction of the children and the family. Oh, happy day for the lawyers. The truth is, excuse me, that very few lawyers are hired. Who can afford them anymore? Parents go to court as their own lawyers now. They are self-reps. They can't afford lawyers. The destruction continues down right through the generation, through the next generation and the next. The destruction affects us all and makes Canada the worst place to live. What place can be worse when the courts themselves violate family rights, human rights, charter rights? I'm calling on all parents, children, adults, and politicians to end the system of apartheid and slavery right now. Stand up, be a man or a woman, and make sure this doesn't happen to any other human being. Be kind to your father. Be outraged, folks. It's time for all people to come to the aid of the party. You are either with us or against us. People in Canada shouldn't have to do what politicians don't do themselves. Appreciate our fathers. They are the very backbone of our society. Love them and care for them. Be human. Any person who does not ensure access to their children are inhumane and worthy of contempt. We would like to make denying access to children a crime under the Canadian Criminal Code. What are you doing right now to fix this? I am Connie Brauer. You can go to my webpage, occupythecourts.ca. I also have one called resignnow.info. Take care. Happy Father's Day.